For decades, we were told one simple rule. Save your money and you'll be fine. Your parents said it, schools repeated it, banks built entire marketing campaigns around it. Open a savings account, stash away a portion of every paycheck, and let time do the rest. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say out loud anymore. If you're only saving money today, you're quietly falling behind. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you're bad with money, but because the rules of the game changed, and most people are still playing by the old ones. Let's start with something that sounds boring but affects everything: inflation. Inflation is the slow leak in your financial tire. You don't notice it day to day, but over time it completely flattens you. Groceries cost more, rent goes up, insurance jumps without explanation. That same $100 you saved 5 years ago doesn't buy what it used to. In the US, the UK, and Australia, inflation hasn't just been a little high. It's been stubborn, persistent, and sneaky. Even when headlines say it's cooling, prices rarely go back down. They just stop rising as fast. That means your money is still losing value, just more politely. Now compare that to what most savings accounts pay. In real terms, after inflation and taxes, many savers are earning negative returns. Your balance might be going up numerically, but its buying power is shrinking. It's like running on a treadmill that's slowly speeding up while you stay at the same pace. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. And here's the cruel part: saving feels responsible. It feels safe. It feels like the right thing to do, so people double down. They cut small pleasures, skip vacations, delay purchases, all in the name of being smart with money. Meanwhile, the cost of living doesn't care about your discipline. Housing is the biggest example. Whether it's rent in London, Sydney, or Los Angeles, or home prices in suburban America, shelter has outpaced wages for years. Saving for a down payment used to be realistic. Now it often feels like chasing a train that's already left the station. Every year you save, the goalpost moves farther away. Wages haven't helped either. Yes, salaries have increased on paper, but for many people, those raises barely keep up with expenses. After taxes, healthcare, commuting, childcare, and utilities, what's left often goes straight into a savings account that's quietly losing value. That's not building wealth. That's financial maintenance mode. And then there's the psychological trap. When you save money and see that number grow, it creates a sense of progress, a false sense of security. You feel like you're doing something meaningful for your future. But money that just sits there isn't working for you. It's resting while the world gets more expensive around it. This is why so many people feel stuck despite doing everything right. They avoided debt. They saved consistently. They didn't overspend. And yet they're no closer to financial freedom than they were years ago. It's not because saving is useless. It's because saving alone is no longer enough. Banks still love savers, not because it helps you, but because it helps them. Your money becomes cheap fuel for their investments, loans, and profits, while you get a tiny slice in return. You take the risk of inflation. They take the reward of growth. And the gap keeps widening. This shift has created a quiet divide. On one side are people whose money is exposed to growth, assets, businesses, investments. On the other side are people whose money is parked, protected, and slowly eroded. Most people were never taught the difference. They were taught to avoid risk at all costs, to treat money like something fragile, something to lock away. But in today's economy, playing it too safe has become its own kind of risk. Because the real danger now isn't losing money overnight. It's losing it slowly, silently, year after year, without realizing it. And once you see that, the real question becomes uncomfortable. If saving isn't making you richer anymore, what actually will? So if parking your money isn't the answer, what is? The uncomfortable truth is this: money today has to move to survive, not recklessly, not blindly, but intentionally. We live in an economy where cash is no longer king, ownership is. People who are getting ahead aren't necessarily earning more than everyone else. They're putting their money in places where it has a chance to grow faster than inflation. Stocks, businesses, skills, property, digital assets, even side ventures that generate cash flow. These are get-rich-quick ideas. They're survival tools in a system that quietly punishes inactivity. Think about it this way. If your money grows at 2% but prices grow at 5%, you didn't save, you fell behind. Slowly, politely, and legally. No alarm bells, no warnings, just a smaller future than you planned for. This is why the old advice, work hard, save, retire comfortably, feels broken. It was designed for a world where inflation was lower, housing was cheaper, pensions were reliable, and one income could support a household. That world doesn't exist anymore. Now let's be clear, this doesn't mean you should stop saving entirely. Emergency funds still matter. Stability matters. Having cash for unexpected life events matters. But treating saving as the final goal instead of the starting point is where people get stuck. Saving should be your foundation, not your finish line. The real shift happens when you start asking different questions. Not how much can I save, but how can my money work while I sleep? Not how do I avoid risk completely, but what risks am I already taking by doing nothing? Because doing nothing is a choice, and it has consequences. This is especially true now, as governments around the world quietly print more money, take on more debt, and push costs onto everyday people. Every new dollar created makes the ones you already have worth slightly less. That's not opinion, that's math. And the people who understand this don't panic. They position themselves. They invest in assets instead of hoarding cash. They learn skills that increase income instead of relying on annual raises. They think long-term while others are just trying to get through the month. Meanwhile, the average person is stuck in a loop. Earn, save, watch prices rise, feel frustrated, repeat. That frustration isn't laziness, it's confusion. No one sat them down and explained that money is a tool, not a trophy. It's meant to be used, deployed, and put to work, not admired from a distance. And here's the hardest part to accept. Waiting feels safe, but it's expensive. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the economy to stabilize. Waiting until you feel confident. By the time confidence arrives, opportunity usually doesn't. The people who win financially aren't fearless. They're informed. They understand that small, smart moves compound over time, while standing still guarantees decline in a world that keeps moving forward. Saving money used to protect your future. Now it only protects your past. If you want a different outcome, you need a different mindset, one that balances caution with growth, safety with strategy, and discipline with action. This isn't about gambling. It's about adapting. Because the truth is simple, even if it's uncomfortable. The system rewards those who understand it and quietly taxes those who don't. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. If this changed the way you think about saving, money, and the future, take a second to support the channel. Like the video, share it with someone who's still playing by the old rules, and subscribe for more honest conversations about money, power, and how the system really works. Because the sooner you understand the game, the better chance you have of winning it.